So what you're telling me is that we got an older woman that traveled across the seas to find a little boy, knocked him out, to suck on his neck. That's what we're dealing with right now. I know, I'm excited too, aren't you? Oh my God, it just makes me just so inside, right? Right? Oh wait, the police is knocking. I'll be right back. What's going on, guys? It is your boy Cash, and we're here to go over Melissa, the vampire betrayed by her lover, which doesn't even make sense if you watch the video, which is the video before this. You know, there's only 1, 2, even 5 people that viewed that. So anyway, I know you guys are here for the guides. I haven't done a guide in a while, and believe me, bless me, believe me, all the words that probably don't exist in the English dictionary. But I want to get back to doing a little bit more guides. You probably see a little bit more consistently now, just because I just wanted to take a little step back from the game and not get too, you know, stuck in it. But right now the game's not doing much of anything, so it's a really good time to pump out the guides and give you guys insight. So before I even go into this character, if there's another one that you guys want to, you know, want to see, maybe, I don't know, I don't really care. I want to do Champion Zerato just because it'd be a really funny guy to go over. Anyway, let's talk about Melissa. Now, from the rumors, I guess you guys have probably seen by now that this character is very good. And, you know, hard to use, as in, when I say hard to use, not like she's difficult to use, but hard to use as in, where the hell do you use her? Now let's look at the base stats, and that's where the important stuff lies, because homegirl got the stacks. She look a little thin, but she a little thick when you do the stuff to the right and you slide it on, you awaken it. And we're looking at a base attack of 1412. That is some stats. She actually is matching the boy, the young wonder boy, Ludwig. She has the same base attack as Ludwig, and the only person that has higher than both of them is Gunther, and that's because of shenanigans. But so she is sharing the same base attack as Ludwig, which is pretty cool. Now, as far as speed, she's actually faster than Ludwig is, but she obviously is a single target character, which you guys should know that by now. Ludwig is AoE and she is single target. Now, where does she fit into the meta in comparison is that she can do a little bit of fun stuff, little spice jazz in there. She also gets HP and speed when she awakens, so obviously you want to finish that out as quick as possible, and it's just attack, HP, speed. Pretty much, I wish every attacker got that, honestly. I know some of them do get crit chance, and then if you know, a little bit of effectiveness, which she does need, by the way. She needs a little bit of it, and we're about to get into that right now because it's time to go into that lovely, fantastical, mwah, her animations are gorgeous. Let's get into it. Oh baby. Now, not only is she super cool, like in general, she has the coffin kind of in the back, which we really don't have any backstory on that. I was kind of hoping that she was carrying around the old vampire lord or something like that, but no, it's just, it's I don't know. They didn't do anything like that. So let's go over the S1, which is might. Overpowers the enemy with 60% chance to make them unhealable for 1 turn. Damage dealt increases proportional to the caster's lost health. Now this is going to be a synergy thing that I'm going to explain, and we're going to go over we're going to show all the animations afterwards. I want to show you all the skills so I can get you the combo. Next up is going to be manifestation. Jesus. Attacks by unleashing their inner rage, granting immortality to the caster for 1 turn. As you can see, the skill ups of that is all damage, and the skill ups for this is damage, but you also can see there's 2 effect chances in there, bringing it up to 75% chance. You can soul burn it to make it do additional damage. And last but not least, the S3, which is the blood bloom. Attacks by releasing their pent-up aggression, cursing the enemy for 2 turns. With a critical hit, the caster is granted an extra turn. So that is good that we went over this before we go into the gear, because that's going to make it obvious you're going to probably need some crit hit. This skill is unaffected by elemental disadvantage. Elite or bosses monsters cannot be cursed. Cool. So let's go over the whole kit. So you S3 into S1 or S2. That's pretty much what you're going to be doing. Let's look at that beautiful, fantastical S3 animation.
Is it time for me to play? I have nothing to say to you.
Dude, that is, honestly, I think she has, like, if we were to do top animations in the game, I think that she definitely has it without a shadow of a doubt. That's the S1 right there. As you can see, the curse target takes it. I wonder if I could double curse, which you can only do it what, like probably S area and some like weird spell boosting comps. But look how clean that is. Boom, he's cursed. I have things to do. Now let's look at the S2, which is on par with the freaking S3. Look at that. What a beautiful animation. As you can see, they take damage. Now, from what I've seen from other videos, the curse damage is about less than half. It's not exactly half. It's probably like 45% or something along that lines of the damage that you're going to take. So with that being said, the other characters that you can kind of run with her are obviously people are going to be running defense breakers, but you can actually run like a double snipe comp, which is pretty cool. If you know you're going to be doing like 20k on a single target hit, which is very likely to happen when you have a character that is defense broken, you can then curse the character and then S2 the second character and then take them out. Do you know anything about that brat? Because you talk about haste, which is funny. So what's really cool again about that is that when you do the combo, the S3 into the S2, now you're gonna have immortality for 1 turn, and that is to pretty much keep you safe for that 1 turn. So let's say you don't do it right, or you're fighting Arbiter Vildred, you know, a lot of people are dealing with his nonsense. You kill him with the S3 S2 combo, or you kill 2 people, Arbiter Vildred comes back and he tries to sweep your whole team. Guess who can't die? This chick right here. Then you hit him with the S1, it's gonna do more damage because you're at 1 HP. Boom, 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 done deal. So that's really cool about her. As far as concerning the meta, is that you have a little sneaky way around it. It's not 100% like guaranteed. I have seen it mess up a little bit just because of, you know, other threats that might be on the team, because she's only at most with a lot of damage gonna take out 2 characters. You know, you S3 1 target, let's say the S3 kills, and then you S2 kill the second target. Boom, that's 2 characters, and then you're hoping the S1 can maybe take another character out, which it does do damage. And with a 10 soul burn effect for additional damage plus the damage increase with the lost health, that's pretty generous that they gave that to her. So she's gonna be really good. Obviously with an S1 that has the unhealable and she's fire, yes, you can bring her into Golem if you want to. I've already seen some videos on that as well. So she's has some things like, so you know, some characters you get there and it's like, what am I supposed to use it for? And they're like purely PvP. You know, she actually can help you a little bit with progression. I think Golem is an underrated hunt. I think people don't go to it as much, but some characters just need the additional attack. They just need the HP. They just need, well, defenses for certain characters, but those 2 actual gear sets I do rate very highly. And I know a lot of people, they always want to go speed, but not every character needs the additional speed. She can actually still go speed, but remember, this is cursing, as it says, cursing the enemy for 2 turns. Now the curse will not automatically land, but it has a 100% chance to land. I'll go over this every time if I need to, but what that means is that it has a 100% chance to have the opportunity to land. So as soon as you S3 a target, it's going to have a chance to land. Then it's going to be your effectiveness versus their effective resistance immediately. So what's cool about that? So as you can see here, I'll just do this as an example. 60% chance for it to even try to activate. And if it goes through the 60% check, then it's your effectiveness versus their effective resistance. I'll say that enough times because I feel like not that many people go over that. But yes, you're going to need slight effectiveness if you want the curse to land. So that means she's a little bit of a greedy unit. So what are we looking for? Let's go over to the gear section and we can talk about that. So regardless of what you're actually going to be running or anything like that, the main gear stat or whatever, let's talk about the substats. So with the substats that you're definitely going to want is some effectiveness. It's not 100% important. You're still going to get the curse off in more times than not. Yes, if you're trying to curse the target, like that's going to be like a soul weaver or a tank, they're probably going to have a high effective resistance. So you might not land the curse on them, but for the squishy targets, it's very likely that you will. But if you're S3ing a squishy target, they might die, and then it's almost wasteful for the curse to land in general. So usually what people are going to do, they want to S3 the soul weaver or the tank and then S2 and knock them and start killing another target. Your decision on that point, but if you're trying to use the curse, more than likely, then maybe get a little bit more effectiveness. But if you don't really care, you just want her to do the burst on burst on burst, then you can lower the effectiveness a little bit. So obviously, boom, we're gonna have the loveliness that is the speed set. Now when you are cleaving, especially a single target cleave, which I consider like sniping, if you're sniping a target, you want them to go after all your setups because she doesn't have any damage boosting things on her S3 or S2. So you're gonna need the attack buff, you're gonna need the defense break, and you know, a lot of people are using Tywin with that, and we're gonna go to the artifacts section, so there's a couple of things you can run on her to make that a little bit easier depending on your setup. I'll tell you guys with the normal setup, or the setup that I've seen a couple times, you can do all that good stuff, but speed is going to be a pretty good one. Immunity is only if you think you're going to get outsped. She should get outsped, to be quite honest with you, but you should be bringing her with combat readiness pushers anyway. And crit chance set, gotta mention it just because you only get that extra turn if the S3 crits. If you do the S3 and you don't get that crit, even if it kills or do anything like that, you're kind of sit and duck, then you don't have the chance to S2 to get yourself the immunity. So you're gonna be in the doo-doos, yes. And having a snipe character that just takes out one, then you're kind of not utilizing her the way you should be. So make sure that you get that crit and it's gonna land, okay? I said that like I'm teaching you, like you're my kid or something. I don't know why. Okay, is that okay? Okay, son? All right, anyway, the Pride and True, whatever you got to do, attack set is always good to mention. And effectiveness set, I think, is pretty good because you get 20% free effectiveness just to have you not at 0. I think is still pretty good, just so you have a little bit leverage for someone's effective resistance if they do have some, because not every character is going to have effect resistance, even though, as you can see, my Biken has some, because, you know, sometimes it's just in people's gear sets. And this is more, like I said, speaking on PvP. As far as PvE is concerned, you know, the curse is not going to matter, because if you're going PvE, you're going to be fighting a boss. Then at that point, the only thing that matters is going to be the unhealable, because you can't curse the boss. So it's mostly PvE where you really want that effectiveness anyway. Sorry, it's mostly PvP where you really want that effectiveness anyway. And that's pretty much it. So the combo that I normally see is going to be like Basar. What is it? Basar, Melissa, Tywin. Those are like the 3 stooges right there. And then you could have a mixture of Lilius. I've seen Challenger Domino. That's another thing. Pretty much you just want to have someone that's going to give her the boost that she needs. Tywin is like the best, because Tywin with the souls can give you the combat readiness push, attack buff, crit buff, and defense break every one, or at least defense break the target that you're looking for. So Tywin's a really good option for her. But let's go over to the artifacts, which is, as you guys know, is my favorite of all time. Let's do it. Mage artifacts, some of the hardest, if I'm being completely honest, they're literally some of the hardest artifacts to argue over, because of that same reason. It's just really difficult to choose one or the other. But let's see what good options we can get on the girl. First, I want to talk about her own personal artifact, which is the Bloody Rose. This is allowing her to land her curse more effectively by giving it 60% effectiveness. I mean, I shouldn't even go with that, because you'd have to spend a lot just to get that. So let's just go with the 30%. Additional 30% on that single target attack. And yes, it works also on the S1, but no one cares about that. We only care about if that curse is going to land. Now, I would only recommend you do this if you have really good stats, and you know that for a fact that you're going to do a lot of damage and you're already going to crit, so you want that curse to land. But all in all, I probably would not recommend Bloody Rose on the character. Hopefully another mage, another single target mage comes out and can utilize it a little bit better, but for her, I don't think you really should be using it. Time Matters I actually really do like, especially if your S3 is going to kill and it gives you that your S2 is going to do a little bit more damage, which I do like that. It's really good for a character. Now, as we know, Vivian was able to utilize it for the next additional attacks and things of that nature, but I really do like it also for her. You S3, it lowers the cooldown of the S3 that you just used, and the extra turn also lowers the cooldown of the S2 you just used, and then your S2 is going to do more damage. And you know, it seems like it might be a really good thing, and I think people should actually try it out. Stop summoning Luna, I swear to God. I'm so pissed that I haven't got her, and I'm gonna join the 121 club. Do not make me hurt you. If that pops up again, I'm going out for blood. Like Melissa. I don't know, I felt like that was like a commercial segue. Anyway, Tegael's Ancient Book is good specifically for a setup. If you need like the 20 soul setups for your characters, I've seen people use 2 mages. She's a mage, so I just have to kind of mention it. If you really want to help your other characters do a really cool setup, like Tywin's Soul Burn is really good and can set up her, and again, it's if you have enough damage that you don't need something like the ones that we're gonna mention in a little bit. You have to know how much damage you're gonna be pushing out. I mean, when you're looking for cleaving and insta killing, the Portrait of the Saviors is gonna be the best. If you weren't around for the Guilty Gear event, I feel so bad for you, because honestly, this is how people snipe. This is the sniping artifact. If you're trying to cleave or snipe, this is what you're pretty much gonna have in your character. If you don't have Portrait of the Saviors, you can always go down to here and you can use the Exorcist Tonfas. If I could just find it, and it's right over here. That's another really good one, and they're pretty much the two best options for insta killer like her. That's what you're pretty much going to want to be using. Anything else that I mentioned is more, you know, like I said, if you're trying to do some type of setup, like the book is for, you have enough damage, you just want to use the soul burns to make sure that you're going to get those kills with other characters that you brought along with her. But that is pretty much the only two options I would say, Portrait of the Saviors or Takahell's book. Every other one, it seems, is more geared towards characters that have non-attack skills and AoE skills. That seems to be the whole thing about the mages. You're not using Serarin, you're not using Ka'aljara, none of that's going to apply to you, sorry. So those are the only artifacts you're really going to want to use. And that's pretty much Melissa in a nutshell. Also, same thing here. I would definitely get the ego check for her. Additional attack seems a little bit better. I normally, obviously not that I normally, they just invented this in the game, but I should add these into the devotion skill. Effectiveness to everyone is irrelevant. Actually, no, I could argue against that. That's pretty good, especially if you're having defense breakers on your team, or you want somebody to remove buffs. So giving AoE effectiveness actually wouldn't be that bad. Only in a situation where you know the effectiveness of your other allies is not that good and you need to boost it up. But if you're confident in their ability to land their debuffs and strip, then just switch it over to the imprint concentration and hit that attack swag. Boom, baby, that's another guide. It's been a while. Let me know how I did. Let me know if there's any information that you guys think that I left out. I think I did leave out what skills to level up, but I think it's pretty obvious you should S3 to S2 and then go back for the S1 when you get a chance. But I will also mention that I have seen that the S3 does pretty good damage without it being skilled up. Use your discretion. Try it out with your best gear, maybe on free rule removal day. See how much damage you can eke out and see if you actually need to invest to get that damage and lower the cooldown and stuff like that. You know, obviously get to +5. I don't think you do. It's always gear dependent, and it's really hard to get to that gear threshold that you're looking for. I know, I've been looking for the same gear for like 18 years. Even though the game just did its 1-year anniversary. Anyway, that's gonna be it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, let me know who you want to see next. I'm thinking Dorado, that is the champion. You guys let me know though. I work for you. I get no overtime. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and remember that lovely, lovely, beautiful fact, no matter what game it is that every day at the Kashino is your lucky day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.